So in this segment, we're going to be talking about the Brexit challenge is a potential vote winner. So these guys are still talking about how, even though Brexit was meant to be settled in 2019, they're desperately, scrambling around looking for wins in order to give to the electorate next time out. And given the cost of living crisis and all the other problems we're facing in the UK, I don't think this is going to be the thing that's going to win them the next election. So, the Prime Minister's efforts to shore up his premiership after a rocky few weeks continued today with a mini reshuffle of his front bench. He followed up with a surprise appointment of Steve Barclay, a man who is so boring he's worse than me. The Cabinet Office Minister to the role, so Jacob Rees-Mogg, essentially the Brexit and Opportunities and Efficiency Government Efficiencies Minister, can't speak today. So there we go. The role, Jacob, which seemed to be the man who was born to become the Brexit Minister for Brexit Opportunities and Government Efficiencies, based in the Cabinet Office. His role as Leader of the House is to be taken by Mark Spencer, the former government chief whip, whose days seem to be numbered, especially when he told he allegedly told a junior minister she was sacked for her Muslimness, whatever that means. So, the guy who allegedly did that has been given a promotion. Mr. Mogg is an ardent Brexiteer who never wavered in his enthusiasm for the opportunities offered by leaving the EU, and also has a fund in Ireland, an investment fund. Will now be responsible for delivering them, which is great because once he fails, he's going to be slippery as hell to kind of pin down, but he's going to have to show something now. He's got about a year to show something. While Johnson's long-term detractors, especially Tory Remainers who are essentially extinct in terms of MPs, have been to the fore of recent criticisms of his premiership, so too have a number of Brexiteers who might have been expected to rally to his defence. And this whole thing, I've seen articles about it where Britain is at risk of becoming a Brussels on the Thames, whatever that means, because they want deregulation, they want results. That's what some of these guys want. While matters of integrity have been cited, some are also disappointed that not more is being made of Brexit freedoms to deregulate and cut taxes, notably VAT on energy. Now, I've spoken to some other people about this, and what they've said is the reason why the UK won't cut it is because the UK is desperate for tax receipts. And so that's why they haven't done this, because otherwise borrowing will have to go up. And on certain things like this, I think borrowing going up wouldn't be that bad, but apparently the government are desperate for the tax money given the state of the economy. Lord Bridges, a former Brexit minister, said this week that there was much talk of lower taxes, free markets, competition and enterprise, but precious little evidence of that being put into action. And the thing is, right, if we look at each one of these, okay, much talk of lower taxes. Taxes have gone up. National insurance contributions, national insurance, which is a tax, has gone up. So no, lower taxes not happening. Free markets, again, our access to our largest market on our doorstep has been cut off, really. Competition, I mean, okay, how are you going to help competition? Because the City of London is struggling. And competition, buzzword, all of these are buzzwords really. And enterprise, another buzzword, which they haven't actually shown they're going to help, increasing national insurance. And I think they're going to increase corporation tax. How is that going to help enterprise? I don't know. Instead, they could have done windfall taxes on, energy companies and stuff like that. They've made massive amounts of money, and water companies. But whatever, Tory government do what Tory governments do. Instead of throwing off the duvet of regulation, a duvet is meant to keep you warm and safe. So this analogy makes no sense. And bracing ourselves for the chill of global competition, we seem to be snuggling down. So how this analogy makes no sense. Honestly, surely being warm and safe is a good thing rather than being cold. Surely you'd rather be warm than cold. It doesn't make any sense. Maybe saying we're being too safe. While he acknowledged that a Singapore model was never a realistic post-Brexit option. Hang on now. You guys touted so many different Brexit possibilities. Be like Singapore, be like Norway, be like Switzerland. That was one of the things you guys, I think, touted in the 2016 election. The Singapore approach. Essentially get rid of all the taxes and things like that, import duties, and just allow all the imports possible of like food and other goods. So, the idea that suddenly we can never, a Singapore option was never realistic. Well, you guys never spoke about realism back in 2016. So again, saying like, oh, I want to deregulate. We can't be like Singapore, but we can be a halfway house. When these guys pushed to be a Singapore on the Thames, doesn't make sense. We are, what he said, drifting towards being at Brussels on the Thames. That's an article we're going to talk about. Essentially, it seems like we're just being safe. It is Rees-Mogg's task now to ensure that the tendency is stopped and reversed. So not being warm and safe, but be cold and miserable. Okay? I don't know how you're going to win votes like that. He is not alone. This is not his alone. The entire government should be working tirelessly on this endeavour, just as all ministers should be concerned about departmental efficiency. And again, efficiency is important, but the way this government makes cuts, not just this government, other, previous Tory governments make cuts, it doesn't make things efficient, it makes things worse. They talked about how to make the NHS more efficient, they just made it worse. Wait times are at record highs. Loads of people waiting for routine operations. I mean, it's a joke. They don't understand what efficiency is, they only understand cuts. If Rees-Mogg can coordinate this activity as well, or can coordinate this activity all well and good, but because the government's fate could well hang on to his ability to do so effectively. Again, he's saying that Rees-Mogg will define the fate of the government. That if he can get some Brexit wins together in the next 2 years, this could save the government. I mean, I don't think it will. I think you can have all of these Brexit wins you can name, right? It won't do it because the UK isn't facing problems with regulations. We're facing a cost of living crisis, and going for these Brexit wins isn't going to change much. We've talked previously about how wine costs are going to go up because of this government's actions. So you can sign all the free trade deals and stuff you want, but if you're going to make stupid rules, you're not going to help the situation, especially when you've cut us off from our largest trading partner and increased the cost of food and other things from the EU. It's not going to work. It simply doesn't make sense. Rees-Mogg won't be able to claw back what we have lost because of Brexit. These changes must be more than for show, but to fulfill a purpose. I mean, Rees-Mogg, all he's talked is in buzzwords. He's so desperate for help, he's asked the goddamn Sun readers and the British public for advice of what to cut and what to do, because I don't think he really knows what he's doing, because rapid deregulation will not help us. It's going to make things worse. But anyways, look, I'm going to leave it there. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Support the channel on Patreon if you can. If you guys can make sense of this stuff, feel free to do so in the comments, because these people make no sense. All they have is Brexit and the culture war and deregulation and all this nonsense, when it's simply not going to be enough. And it's going to make, the living standards of people in this country way worse. Way worse. But yeah, that's me done on this one. Catch you next time.